Easy as ABC is another puzzle played on a square grid. This time we need to fill the grid with letters from A to n-1 where n is the grid size. This means one cell in each row and column will remain empty. Each letter must appear in every row and column only once. The letters on the edges of the grid indicate the letter closest this specific edge value in the respective row or column. How exactly does this work? Well, let's take a look at these two A cells here. There are two of them, meaning that one of these columns will have an A in the first row, while the other one will have an empty cell in the first row and an A in the second row. In this specific case we can even tell which one is which. If we had an A in this cell, it would conflict with this A here, because it requires an A either in the first column or in the second column if the cell in the first column is empty. This means we now have an A in the first row. Additionally, this A here means the cell in row 1 column 3 is empty and there's an A right behind it in row 2. And this, in turn, means all the other cells in row 1 can't be empty, so they need to contain their respective edge values from the top edge. Now let's take a look at this pair of D cells. Again, they mean one of these rows has a D in the first column, while the other one has an empty cell in the first column and a D in the second one. Considering this D here, it's quite clear the D in column 1 can't be located in row 2, so it's located in row 5, while row 2 contains an empty cell and a D behind it in column 2. This means two things. For one, we already have an empty cell in column 1, so all the remaining cells contain their respective letters from the left edge. Additionally, we have an empty cell in row 2, so this cell here must contain a B, and the remaining cell in the row contains a C. We already have a B in column 5 now, so this edge value can't have a B in column 5. This means the cell in row 5 column 5 is empty. Knowing this, we can tell that all the unknown cells in both row 5 and column 5 must contain the letters from their respective edge values. At this point we have 4 out of 5 A cells on the board, meaning the last one must be located in this cell to be unique in its row and column, while the last cell in column 4 must be empty. Similarly, we have 4 letters B, so the last one must be located in this cell, and the last cell in column 3 is taken by letter D. This cell is the last one in its row, so it must be empty. This one is the last cell in its row as well, so it must contain a C. And we are done. Don't forget to check the rest of our channel for more tutorials to logic and math puzzles.